If this were to be our last conversation ever, what would you want me never to forget, and why?
Describe the first time you think I felt a spark between us.
Ooh. That's tough, because I'm very oblivious. I mean...
It is your dump stat.
It is. My wisdom is not good. I mean, at this point, I know you had, like, feelings from the first go. But in the moment, I sure didn't. Even when I was becoming, like, crushing hard on you. Because, I mean, we've talked about this. You know, we say, like, all of our mutual friends were like, yeah, they like each other, and they're both too unnoticing or self-conscious to realize that they each like each other.
I thought you liked somebody else.
I didn't. I mean, I guess at the very beginning of college when you have a crush on like 18 different people, but then you just beat everyone to the side and they're like, nah, I'm way cooler.
Even though I'm not good at ninja.
You're not good at ninja. When was the first time? I mean, you know, my self-esteem was very low, so I could not believe that anyone ever, anywhere, would ever like me. But I got to the point where I liked you so much that I asked and was like, do you think that if I asked her out, she would say yes? And they were like, duh. You fool. And I think it was after that I started being able to notice things. I think that's when it finally clicked in my brain. When I was outright told. That's when I could finally believe it. Because you're just so cool.
I didn't know you asked them.
I did. Because I wanted to ask you out, but I was nervous.
Well, I know you asked about the flowers and stuff.
I did.
Which was very sly.
But before that, because I wanted to make sure. I mean, they knew you really well, and I couldn't believe that you would say yes to a date or dating or anything of that sort, because you're way cooler.
Debatable.
Incorrect. Sorry, not debatable. So I guess that's kind of an answer, maybe, in a roundabout way. When do you feel the closest to me, and why?
I think as we're settling down for the night and we're just like watching something together, or even if like you're reading or playing a game and I'm doing whatever I do.
Whatever latest craft we've got going.
Yeah, I think that I really like that time because it's like there's nobody else. It's just us. Mm-hmm. We're in our safe space, and you know, like we don't have to worry about what we're saying or anything, and you know, mm-hmm. we don't have people like being like, oh my gosh, get in, you know, like mm-hmm. stuff like that. Like it's said in fun, but it's also like, you know, so like we could just be ourselves.
Mm-hmm. We got a room at that point.
But we could just be ourselves, and like there's just, you don't have to worry about anything else. Mm-hmm. Except maybe Clover if she has to go to the bathroom.
That's true. She's a silly little dog. I was going to joke and say the closest is when we're cuddling because it's harder to get more physically close than that.
Well, that's fair. But usually we're cuddling at that point.
That's true. That is true.
When have you seen me the most vulnerable, and what did it teach you about loving me?
Ooh. I feel like we've been very good about being vulnerable with each other. But lately, vulnerability has been the name of the game.
It's just my life.
Yeah. But I mean, in worries about potentially dying young, not being there for as he grows up. If the cancer spreads
More
than it has. You're right. And I think, what has that taught me about loving you? I think just...
I'm sensitive.
That's fair. But I mean, it's hard not to be sensitive with a cancer diagnosis. That makes most people feel a little sensitive. I think it's just taught me just better how to be there emotionally for you, especially on those low days, those nights when you are scared, those times when you are so worried. Just, I feel like it's been more the little adjustments. Like we've said, we've already been communicating well for a decade at this point, and just the micro adjustments on what do you need in this moment? Not what do you usually need? How do I usually help you? But right here, right now, what is it that I can help you with? And I feel like, figuring out like, okay, right now is a time where you need me to talk, even just to fill space in the air so you're not consumed by your own thoughts, versus now's time you need to step back a little bit and let you reflect and contemplate on things that might be very difficult to reflect and contemplate on. And yeah, navigating those each time they come up, which may be daily.
Not maybe. It is.
Fair.
It is. Everything changes so suddenly.
Yeah. As long as I'm there for you. How do you feel cancer has affected our relationship? And how has our relationship to cancer itself changed over time?
Thank you.
Multi-part questions. Got to be able to reread.
I think for us, it has almost brought us closer.
Yeah.
Because, just the unknown, but also, that extra support and stuff. And understanding, like you said, the micro adjustments and understanding the different needs that we both need now.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And then I think to cancer itself, I think it's there. Like it's always there. But it's something that like is kind of teaching us, to not like get stuck on things.
Mm-hmm.
To try to just like be there and everything. I know I've probably taken it to the extreme sometimes with always wanting to do things to make memories, and I need to like chill out a bit.
Just for your own energy, at least.
But I definitely think like I don't think it's changed too much because like it's there. It's still a big shadow.
Yeah.
But it's something we're kind of coming to terms with. In
That's
a
fair.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just kind of become the new normal.
Yeah. It's a routine we've had to settle into. An unfortunate routine, but a routine nonetheless. And it's a routine that's keeping you here, so.
I don't like it, but I'm here, so
Yeah.
it's the Sunday scaries
Mm-hmm.
that start on Thursday. What is one experience you wish we never had, and why?
Well, you being diagnosed with cancer might be one of them. No, a genie would get me with that question. You not getting cancer, that would be the experience. Instead of you not being diagnosed, you might still have it. You know? A genie would twist those words. But you not getting cancer, that would be the experience I would greatly like to have never have happened to you. Because that sucks. That's rough. And it's made us have to call into question many presuppositions about our life together. And I'd rather just live in the bliss of hoping we get to grow old together rather than the worry we won't. And I think that's pretty clear why. So yeah, that's my easy choice. That's a soft, underhanded pitch to me. Easy question.
There's been a lot of things, though, so you never know.
That's true. If this were to be our last conversation ever, what would you want me never to forget, and why?
That you're always good enough.
Don't make me tear up. Rude.
Sorry. But because you are, and you are hardworking, sorry. You put other people first. You know, you care about other people, even if they're being buttheads. You know, and you always try. Like, you know, and you're a pretty good cook. And you just, you know, you have this way about you that makes people feel comfortable. And, you know, like, you are always more than good enough. And that's something you need to remember.
I will.
What would you say?
Huh?
What would you say?
Oh, geez, I didn't even think about that. All emotions. That no matter what you think, everything that you have done and are doing is incredible. That you put so much good out there, even though you feel like you could or should have done more. That everything you do is more. It is multiplying out there into the world in cascades, and the ripple effect you cause on just making people smile. You bring that everywhere you go. Got the giggles.
No, I'm over here thinking like, but I can always be doing more.
Ma'am, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, you can always be doing more, but what you do is already so much more than you think. So don't be selling yourself short like that.
Anyways,
Wow, cutting me off.
what does my love feel like?
It feels like watching a black and white movie suddenly get color. Like, there's so much more in everything that you look at that you didn't see before. And it's because you're there, reflecting it and showing it and bringing the color to it.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first. I was like, black and white. I was like, okay.
You married me for the weird metaphors. You know this. But it's like, you show me all that color. That's what it feels like.
If you enjoyed that conversation at the end, visit theskindeep.com/shop, where you'll find more of our products to create the space to explore the relationships that are most important to you.